Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Coco McMillan Show. You may have seen her in Morocco, New York City, Los Angeles, California, Detroit, Philadelphia, Chicago, Las Vegas, Nevada. One of the background singers for Mickey Howard and the late, great Gerald Levert. Ladies and gentlemen, your host, the beautiful, the wonderful, the spectacular, Miss Coco McMillan.
Good evening, and welcome to the Coco McMillan Show, where we make it happen. I am so excited to be here tonight. Thank you so much for joining. This is the Coco McMillan Show, where we bring some amazing flavor to the virtual talk show circuit, featuring our national and our recording artists, local artists, musicians. This platform is designed for you. It's to help promote any artist, their business, social media gurus, physical, mental health awareness. We have designed this show just for you. So whatever you're doing in your area, you can come on the show and kind of talk about it. We are here and allow the guests the opportunity to discuss their career goals, their challenges, their product, new opportunities, as well as awareness. So again, this platform is designed for you. We want you to contact us to be a part of the show. You can reach me at Coco McMillan at gmail.com. Again, that's Coco McMillan Music at gmail.com. Or you can reach me on any of the social media platforms. I'm here for you. Contact me. Let me know that you want to be a part of the show. And this is where we make it happen every week. Every week, Thursday at 6 p.m., we are here. Good evening to you, Cass. Thank you so much, my number one watcher. Faithfully every week. A shout out to my girl, Cass, Brooklyn, New York, in the house. Listen, guys, we want you to bring your experience, your expertise to the show. Because you know what? Millions of souls could be blessed just by your testimony. So we believe in sharing your journey. We believe in sharing, the things, their challenges that you've been through, because you can help somebody. So this is what this show is all about. We are streaming live here on the IBM network, on YouTube, on Facebook Live, LinkedIn, all that good stuff. If you're sitting in your home, you can go to Roku and download Pod TV Live. It's free, okay? Download Pod TV Live and you can watch it there in the presence of your home. Also on your laptop, go to www.podtv.tv and you can see us there. So we are excited about this show. Over 2 years now, the Lord has been blessed and I'm so grateful. We have a great show lined up for you tonight. If you was on last week, of course, we had some great, phenomenal artists on the show. The ladies that are on the show last week, they were simply amazing women in construction. Also, we have Miss Terrellyn Harris, Apollo winner for Amateur Night. It's just been amazing. So I'm so grateful for what God is doing. So if you're here watching, go ahead and put in the chat where you're watching from. Let me know that you're here so we can give a shout out to you. Also, I want to give a shout out to my pastor, Pastor Melvin Jackson, Missioners Grove Baptist Church, Pastor Johnson, ASAL Community Church. I see you out there. So go ahead. Put in the chat. Let me know you're watching. Also, go ahead and text someone. Share this broadcast. Like the broadcast. Share it with your friends and family. Let them know that you're about to spend the next hour with your girl, Coco McMillan. And we have something great lined up for you tonight. Dr. Taz is here with us tonight. Yes, we did, Cass. Denver Wright, one of the best producers ever known. You guys, I'm telling you, you need to go ahead and let somebody next. Cass, go ahead and text somebody, let them know to jump on the show because it's going to be lit tonight with my guest. I'm trying to tell you. Oh, I do want to say to Cynthia Jones, she's going to be dropping her single. Hey, DeAsia, Franklin in the house, Franklin County. Cynthia Jones is going to be dropping her single on July the 4th. We're going to be playing it here on the show pretty soon, so shout out to her. Also, Mr. Aaron McCoy is going to be dropping his next single, Next Level. We're going to be playing it all on the show as well. And Mr. Bill William Hayden, a good friend of mine, has come to the coffee shop at least once a week. He's known for his famous song, Indiana Road. If you want to check it out on YouTube, he's going to be dropping a single tomorrow. And so we're going to be sharing that with you as well. So I'm just excited. It's all about helping others, networking and promoting others. And that's what it's all about for me. I love to see people prosper, to see you grow. So this is where we can make it happen. So make sure you contact me to be a part of the show. We have Gina Lawless coming back. She has a new book that's out. We also have Karen Clark from K97.5 is coming. We have Sisay. She's from Greenville, North Carolina. She was one of the Apollo contestants. Also, Isan, he's going to be on here as well. So I need you to stay tuned with the show. If you didn't get a chance to watch it last week, you can go back on our network on Pod TV or on my Facebook page and go ahead and watch the show. We're looking for our sponsors. Make sure you contact me. We're going to put the Cash App and the information in the chat so you can support the show, where we can run the show on demand and all that good stuff. So we want to really be affected. And by that way, you helping us would just be amazing. So again, let's go ahead and get started with the show tonight, because as I said, we have two phenomenal guests that took their time. They are really busy guys, okay? So they took time out of their busy schedule to come to see us tonight. Bliv Marsh, what's up, Bliv? Superhero in the house. Thank you so much for watching. Thomas Wilson, how you doing? Thank you so much. Newlist of Life, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys all. I want to introduce my first guest tonight. Such an amazing, amazing woman. I love her spirit. We call her Dr. Taz. Her name is Dr. Teresa A. Smith, better known as Dr. Taz. She's an accomplished author, motivation speaker, talk show host, radio contributor, and Dr. Coach has also created a brand that empowers individuals to strive for success. Her engaging personality and successful brand have helped her become a sought-after speaker and a best-selling author on Amazon. Her debut publication is called How Overcoming Life's Adversities Can Push You into Your Purpose. I absolutely love that. Hopefully she'll talk about that tonight. Also, she has a book, From Bravery to Victory. I love that as well. Transformation. She's all about transformation. Her talk show, you got to check out her talk show. It's called Transform with Taz Talk Show. It's absolutely amazing, featuring inspiring guests and who have overcome adversity and succeeded, going through different things. And her talk show really helped out people getting over their different problems and moving forward, and I love that about her. So her latest book, Transformation, The Bounce Back. Come on, want y'all bounce back with me. It is out. We're going to talk about that tonight. So before I bring her on, I want to play a couple of clips for you. I want you to check this out. Check out Dr. Taz.
Life is like a roller coaster. You never know what's coming next. Have life's events caused you to give up on yourself? You may have realized that time passes quicker than you expected, and you can no longer avoid your truth. Do you feel like giving up? In The Bounce Back, Dr. Taz explains how her life went off track, the damage it caused her mental and physical health and goals, and how she is now taking care of her needs. Get advice from Dr. Taz on how to properly care for yourself. The Bounce Back from Dr. Teresa A. Smith, available now.
Dr. Teresa A. Smith, aka Dr. Taz, is always in the kitchen. You've watched her IG Live Taz in the Kitchen cooking segment and her Transform with Taz show. Now you can cook with her as she shares some of her favorite good food that she has transformed into a healthier version in her new cookbook, Transform with Taz, Healthy Recipes. Get her new cookbook and cook along with Taz.
Thank you. Welcome, Dr. Taz. Good evening.
Coco, I'm so glad to be with you. I feel like I know you. We're going to have so much fun tonight, which is going to be two sisters.
I love it. First of all, guys, I want you to go ahead and put in the chat for me. Dr. Taz is rocking tonight. I'm loving her hair. Go ahead and put that thumbs up for the yes. I'm loving it. Oh my gosh, you look beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I feel like, as you said, I know you already, just, reading your bio and your wonderful personality. It's just amazing. Just tell us all about Dr. Taz. How did you get started in this wonderful business that you have so much that you're doing? You got the cook show, you got your talk show, you're speaking. Tell us all about that and how you manage everything.
Oh, now that's the real question. How do we manage it all? And I'm still learning. That's the reason the bounce back came along. But I will tell you, Coco, yes, because I had to bounce back, and I'm still bouncing, guys. That ball is still rolling. But I tell you, Coco, I'm from North Carolina. A little town called Louisville, guys, up in Anson County. Nobody's ever heard of it, but we love it. And so I had a dream. Martin had a dream.
Yeah.
I had a dream that one day I would write books, but also I would help people. And so that dream kept me going. You talked about my book, Stronger, how overcoming adversities can push you into your purpose. I saw my uncle shot and killed when I was in the 5th grade.
Oh, no.
I'm an incest survivor. I've lost my sight, so I've had to overcome quite a few challenges. But for me, education was one of the routes that I took in order to overcome the challenges. And so again, that little girl, I didn't let that dream die. And so several years back, I finally finished Stronger. And in there, I wanted people to understand that it doesn't matter where you start at and what your issues are, because we all got issues.
That's
we all
right.
got issues. I ain't throwing no shade. Some people don't want to admit they got issues, but we got issues. No matter what your issue is, you can rise above it. Right. But you got to want it, because it don't come easy.
That's right.
I mean, you're a international gospel singer. You done been with Gerald. I think my girl Mickey Howard.
Mickey Howard, yes.
But that didn't come easy for you.
No.
But you still smiling. So what I want your artists to know that, again, it doesn't matter where we start from. We can all overcome. And so once you start putting that foot forward, you get one thing done, then you move to the next thing. And that's really how it happened. And then I looked up and I had 5 books of my own, and I love to cook, guys. People say, well, how do you merge cooking? Because someone asked me that.
Yeah.
You want to cook? I said, yes, because I love to cook. I read cookbooks for relaxation. I've always done that. And so, a friend of mine said, in the Black culture, and I'm going to be general now, most times we take care of a lot of business when we sit down to dinner or in the kitchen.
That's right.
It's always been time that we took care of business. And they said to me, well, Teresa, that makes perfect sense. I said, well, I'm going to merge my cooking and trying to help people into one. And that's how the Transform with Taj show came about. So basically, I've had gastric sleeve surgery too. I had some health issues. We talked about it another time. But I've had gastric sleeve surgery. Wow. And so I'm a cook, and I love to cook from scratch, but it's like I can only eat a little bit of food. And so I was like, well, I want what I want to eat.
That's right.
So how do I change it so that it's not as bad? And so with the cooking show, I'm taking, things that we all are accustomed to eating that we like and figuring out how can I make it a healthier version. So I'm dropping those nuggets. At the same time, I have guests on who are sharing with my audience things that they've overcome and how they've done it. Because I believe our walk in life, Coco, is to bring other people along. And if we do that, then our living hadn't been in vain. And so that's just the way that I do it. I do it through my books. I do it when I sing sometime, and people tell me, don't you sing? And, I wouldn't dare sing in front of you, Coco, because, I'm not a singer, but I like to sing,
You like
but
singing.
We ain't gonna be doing it. But I don't think it makes people cry and they don't like it, But I'm not a professional, but I like to sing. So it's like, how can I bring all these things I like to do, put them together to help other people feel good about themselves? Because as you know, when words fail, music steps in. And
That's
music has always been a part.
Come on now.
And so when you pick up Stronger, you're going to hear some of the songs in there. You're going to read the lyrics that kept me going when I was in a dark space. Because music does that to us. So I don't talk too much now. Let me stop talking.
No. This is what we want. And the chat is going crazy. Hi, Karen, Harry, Crystal. Oh, you guys, the chat is going crazy, Dr. Taz. This is what it's all about. These are the things and this is why I designed this show to talk about real life stuff. I mean, this is real life. How do we embrace it? How do we deal with the adversaries? How do we deal with the tough times? You said something earlier when you said, Coco, you've been in the music, business. You can't give up. I say that all the time. You cannot give up no matter what. I remember when I wasn't picked in the music industry for a particular artist because I was dark skinned.
Come on with it.
Come on.
Dark. I'm just blonde. And Coco, let me say this since we're being real quick. Some people say, how can she be a blonde with that complexion? Because
come on now, tell them how.
I got a lot of yellow in my skin, so that's the reason I can be a blonde, even though I'm this complexion.
That's right. Coco. And it look good on you. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
So,
Thank you.
so that's what I'm saying. We want to encourage you guys that's listening tonight. You cannot give up. And, as Dr. Todd said, she, had some challenges in her life. And, if you can speak on that just a moment, just to encourage someone with the challenges, you felt like giving up. You felt like, how was you going to get through the other day? What pushed you and motivated you?
Coco, that's such a loaded question. I think about what I just went through. I was sick for 3 months and I was in pain and we couldn't figure out what was going on. But then I think about when in 1979, guys, I don't mind telling it because it's so good to be living and be in your right mind, as my mama would say.
Okay.
When I was in 6th grade, and I lost my sight and it was frightening then. The other health challenges that I had, and it seemed like we couldn't get anywhere. And I guess what happens is I dig in.
Yeah.
Because my faith is founded on something that's man can't touch.
I
grew up in the church, guys. I'm spiritual now. I'm not religious because I talk about, this ritualistic stuff. But I learned that, but I learned also that God dwells within me. And so that's what I hold on to. So when it seems like I can't go and I'm down for the count, they counting me out, I come back because he pulls me out. And he does it if I just sit back and shut up. I'm going to be quite honest. Shut up and listen. Because he's telling me what to do. But sometimes I'm talking so much in my head and to other people, I don't hear it. And so like with the bounce back, I'm running around and I'll be honest, I was out of my mind. I literally could not think straight. And I've never been like that. And I worked in medicine for a long time. And so I just couldn't think I didn't know how to handle it. And so I finally, let me take that back. He finally shut everything off. I talk about the fact that the computer I had at that time that I used to do my work on, my real job, it wouldn't connect to the internet, but other computers would connect to the internet.
Wow.
And I realized, because he did it for about 21 days, when we know that if you do something for 21 days, it becomes a habit. That was his way of catching me, breaking the link so that I could hear him, because I was so focused on my job, I couldn't hear him. And believe it or not, when this happened in December, so this has been very recent, I got up from this same chair. I had been getting up doing stuff, but I got up when I decided I was going to start working that day, and I was doubled over in pain. And I still kept going because it didn't even register at first that I was in pain. I knew it, guys, but it didn't register that I was in pain. And about 3 hours later, I was on a morphine drip. So when you talk about what keeps me going, it's my faith in God. And now, do I be, as the old folks would say, am I kind of hard-headed sometimes and disobedient? Yes.
We are.
But does he take me back and welcome me back? He does. Because
he does. So with open arms. He's not like man, Dr. Todd, because man will be, they still mad, upset, won't forgive you. But God is standing there with open arms. And guys, if you're listening tonight, she is a true testimony. Talking about bounce back. I mean, from when you did your first book about transformation and you talk about bounce back, how could that encourage some of the women and men today in your book, Bounce Back, and how could they get the book?
Well, first of all, you can get the book on Amazon. And how it would encourage you is, I talk about a little bit about the New Year's resolution and everything, but we make resolutions or we set goals every day. And every day. Sometimes we don't follow through. I'm writing something down right now. I'm going to tell you what I'm writing down. I hadn't done it yet, but it says I'm doing it 3 times a week. Now, pretty soon I'm going to do it. Yeah. But basically, how it will help you is, one, you're going to see that you're not alone. And the thing about making change is you've got to start talking positive to yourself. So in this particular book, I add in affirmations because we got to affirm ourselves. We can't look for man always to do that, because some of these people we look into, they trying to affirm themselves. And sometimes people don't affirm themselves the right way, because sometimes people affirm themselves by putting you down. But we ain't supposed to be talking about that tonight. But you got to be able to understand what's happening in front of you. So, I've got these affirmations there. You got a contract. You got to make a contract with yourself. We so quick to make contracts. We don't call it contract.
Right.
But we so quick to make go engage with someone, male or female, romantic or non-romantic relationship, and we down with them. ride or die with them, but can you ride or die with yourself, baby?
Yes.
So you got to make a contract with yourself and put yourself first. And then I've got categories of that. You know, a person that I worked for once, she's now deceased, and I talk about her as it relates to expectations. She said to me, Teresa, you got to have something to look forward to.
Yes.
But the question becomes, do we have things that we look forward to that's about us? Am I looking forward to the things that I got to do to help somebody else? There's a big difference. Because what happens is you give so much to someone else, you don't have anything to give to yourself. So when you're running on empty, you don't know how to refill yourself because you don't even know who you are. So in the bounce back, you know, you're going to do work. Don't be afraid of it because it's things that you need to do. And then you get a certificate at the end. Why? Because you got to pat yourself on the back. But believe me, you do it over and over again until it becomes a part of life because we all fall short every day in some kind of way.
Yes. I love it. Oh my goodness. You know what? Now I understand why they honored you on I think it was for celebrating you one.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Now, the Celebrate You Woman, it's a community, and it was started by two very visionary women right as we were going, I think, into the pandemic. And what they wanted to do was highlight women across the globe who were making an impact in their community. And I was selected for the August 2022 Woman of the Year. And so, Woman of the Month, excuse me, but they speak it as if it was, excuse me, Woman of the Month, because I'm not a Woman of the Year, but Woman of the Month. And so what we do is we have a community and we are working to support not only each other, but each other's community because we're all very different. You're going to see people who have overcome physical challenges, language barriers, but they're still making a difference in their community and they're doing it nationally and globally. And so the Celebrate You is a wonderful, wonderful concept that is really like fire. It's growing every month. Also, you know, they're visionaries, so they've got some other things that are coming on. So I was just very thankful that they thought enough of my platform and what I was trying to do that they thought it would be worthy to share with their audience.
Wow, I love that. And that's leading into my next question. I know we have a few more minutes here about your show. Oh my God. Talk with Dr. Taz. Tell us about your show and, you know, the types of people that you have on the show and what's your main goal? What are you pushing to for your show?
Well, thank you, because I'm prepping for season 2, guys. And as I stated, what I've done is I have combined my love of cooking, but eating healthy, small portions, with talking to newsworthy individuals who just like us. It's not like I'm only talking to people who have college degrees. I'm not just talking to fake people. I'm talking to everyday people who are making a difference, but they all have a unique story. So I talk to individuals who've had strokes, and and he's a award-winning author who had strokes, and that then turned his life around because he was told that he needed to do something to keep his mind active, and he started writing. And then he became an award-winning author. He was not writing prior to then. I talked to individuals who may have overcome domestic violence in order to then make a difference in their communities, because I feel that the nudge that each individual that I have on the show drops is something that can then fill someone else up. Because what I found, Coco, is some things we hear, it's not for us.
That's right.
It may be for someone else, but sometimes it's for us. We just not ready to receive it. But what I want to do is it's almost like leaving a legacy, because anything that's on the internet, it stays there. It's a place that you can go. And once you hear it, it may not appeal to you today, but in your subconscious, it may bubble up. And then you realize, what did that person say? Let me go back to that. That's what I want to do, because again, we're all at different places. And also as it relates to the bounce back, you're actually being able to see individuals who have bounced back, like my gentleman that had the stroke. Also, like my young man who's now a principal who didn't know what college was when he was in high school. He was getting ready to graduate. He did not know what college was.
Oh my goodness.
But he now is a principal. You guys hear me? This is an African-American male. He's now a principal. He is making a difference. He has his own podcast. I mean, imagine where he came from. And I wanted people to hear his story because, again, this is another person who's overcome their obstacles, their challenges, their adversities, and they are succeeding and they're helping other people. They're not just succeeding for themselves, they want to give back. So, like I said, Coco, we've had many wonderful guests, and I've got some that's upcoming. I'm trying not to talk about what's coming, but I will say this. Now, I got a person that's coming up that's going to be my first episode. Really, he's going to be the first 2 episodes because we talked a long time, Coco. I'm trying to wrap this up. I probably she's talking a lot too. But this man is an excellent writer. He's a screenplay writer. He was producing one show, his own show, but then he wrote a screenplay. And his movie is on Amazon Prime. It's called Urge. URG. Peter McNeil. And let me tell you something. That interview is so good. I told him I'm going to give you two shows. I'm basically giving him the whole show. Because what he talks about is so important for all people. Yeah. But he's such a role model for my African-American boys and girls. Also, he grew up in the foster system. So it's so rich, so many things that he's dropping. And then he talked about his guys, it's not a spoiler, but go by it. His porn addiction and how he came out of that. So it's just so much that I had to give him both the first 2 episodes because it's important to get that information out there because he's just like us and he has overcome so many different things. So like I said, Coco, I want people to understand when you come to the Transformer Taj show, we're going to laugh. And I've cried with people, and they've cried with me. And I told them they're going to talk about me and say I'm the one that makes everybody cry. But we cry together, as the OJs would say. I think it's OJ. We done cried together. Yeah, and we're eating together, even though they're not always with me. But there's going to be sometimes people going to be actually in the kitchen eating with me because that's how we fellowship, and that's how we can give people hope. And that's what I want to do with the Transformer Taj show.
Oh my God, I absolutely love it. You guys heard it, first here, from her mouth, Dr. Taj. Make sure you connect. Now, when does the show come on? How can we get on the show?
You're going to be on the show. You just don't know it yet. I'm going to have you for season 3. But for everybody, I air the show. It's on my YouTube channel, Dr. Taj, DRTAS. And every time I air an episode, I upload it there. So season 1 is there. I am now prepping season 2. And let me just say this. I'm the hold up. Normally, I'm not the hold up, but I'm the hold up. I'm actually doing editing, guys. So I got to finish my editing. And once I finish my editing, I'm hoping that I'll be launching the show probably August or September. So if they follow me on Instagram, Dr. Todd, Dr. Teresa Smith, they'll know everything. You can keep up with me there.
And I think we have the producer on the show tonight that's coming up next, Mr. Denver Wright. Tell me, if you had one word to describe Denver, what would you say, Dr. Taj?
Genius.
Oh my God.
Genius.
I'm sorry. I'm screaming. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's exactly what was going through my head. He's such a genius.
Yeah, he's a genius. I mean, they talk with jack of all trades, master of none. Yeah, he's a jack of all trades, and he's mastered. He's mastered them. That's truly genius. He's blessed.
And listen, I'm telling you, nobody can take it away from him. Can't tap into it. Can't be like him. It's only one. Denver Wright. So Dr. Tez, thank you so much. We have your information running here at the bottom of the screen if you guys want to contact her. Is there any more information that you would like to give us, that how they can reach you, or anything else you want to share with them, Dr. Tez?
No, I'm just going to say I've loved being with your audience. Please reach out to me, guys. The information that they have running across the screen, that is basically like my virtual bio. It's got links to everything, my books, my show, everything. And I thank you so much, Coco. And I'm just not saying that you're going to be on a show with me. You're going to be on the show with me. And if God's willing, maybe we'll cook in the kitchen together.
Look at God. Won't he do it? Because I was I want to go to her house. I want to cook with her. And I love what you said about eating healthy, but small portions. Melissa.
Hey, Dr. Melissa. Thank you for jumping on.
I'll catch the replays if available. Hey, Melissa.
Thank you,
Oh,
Melissa.
I love what you said about
Melissa
the
was
cooking.
on my show. Oh, let me say this real quick. Melissa was on my show when I talked about the person who was survived domestic violence. That was Melissa Banks, who is a phenomenal event planner, and she has a story that, guys, you need to go back and listen to it. She's phenomenal. But go back to what you're saying about the food, though, Coco.
The food you were just saying about eating healthy in small portions. If we can get to the small portions, Coco.
Well, Coco, you gonna come and we gonna do something fun. We'll try to transform something that you really like, and maybe if we transform it right, you'll be able to eat a little bit more than what I eat. You can eat a real small portion, and then it'll be healthy, and it won't be like you're depriving yourself. Because I don't think we do well when we deprive ourselves. Right? Because we gotta have something, we just gotta be mindful of what that something is and how much it is.
And how much it is and have that balance. Oh, man. Thank you so much, Dr. Taz. We're going to have you back on the show. You've given some amazing information, which, I knew that when I just started talking to you backstage. I love your spirit. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm loving what you're doing on the show because that's what it's all about, transforming and helping someone, to reach their journey to goal. Everyday people in life have a story. And so I love what you bring in on the Dr. Taz show. So we're going to be having you back on the show. God bless you. Thank you so much. Again, thank you.
Thank you so much, Coco. Bye now.
Bye-bye. Oh, that was Melissa. Isn't she wonderful? I love her spirit. So thank you, Melissa, for joining in, guys. That was Dr. Taz. Make sure you check her out. Her information is running at the bottom of the screen here. Phenomenal motivational speaker, talk show host. She's a singer too as well. She's doing so much for the community. So we want to make sure that we support her. And just let her know that she's doing a great job. So reach out to her sometime and contact her. Yes, she is. So listen, my next guest, as we said, with Dr. Taz, the producer of her show, is here with us tonight. Longtime friend. I've been knowing him for a very long time. He's worked on many projects for me. And when she says genius, again, he is a genius, one of the smartest guys I know on this planet that could do so much. I mean, when you talk about talent, this guy has the talent. Denver Wright, he's an American hip hop, gospel, funk, soul producer. He began his career in Washington, D.C., began his professional music career at the age of 9. That's why he's so talented. Wiz Pro. Denver, I understand why you have the name Wiz Pro. At the age of 9, as the assistant minister of music at the Washington Temple Kojic Church in New York. Some of the people that he have worked with, Timothy Wright, David Butler, Luke and the 2 Live Crew, Tony Terry, as we all know, our boy Tony Terry, James Greer, Coco McMillan. I had to put that in there, Denver. But he is the owner, creator of Wiz Pro Imaging LLC. He caters to graphic and creative needs. In internet radio, he has done all these things. He's worked in the radio stations, radio market down the East Coast. He served as positions as production manager, production director, production director, general manager, all type of stuff he has done. I want him to come on and really kind of talk about himself, some of the things he's doing. He had this amazing talk show that he's doing about cars, the big cars. Listen, before he comes on, I want to play a couple commercials of Denver. I want you to check them out. You still have time to go ahead and text someone, let them know, jump on the show right now. You do not want to miss Mr. Denver Wright, graduating from the Announcers Training Studio broadcast in New York City. Once you hear his voice, you'll understand why. Check him out, Denver Wright.
Into cars.
Welcome to Two Big Guys on Cars. I'm Thomas Hill along with Denver Wright.
You don't want to miss an episode of Two Big Guys on Cars. Your hosts, Denver Wright and Thomas Hill, enjoy cars, entertainment, cars, man caves, and did I mention cars? Denver and Thomas review interesting cars owned by you, their viewers and fans. Got an amazing automobile? They'd like to put your car on TV.
You sure you can handle?
Visit them online, watch their shows, and see their merch at www.twobigguys.com. That's the number 2. www.twobigguys.com.
Thank you for joining us this time. Until next time on Two Big Guys on Cars. Good afternoon, good evening, good day, or whatever it is where you are. You know what? It's morning somewhere. Hi, this is Two Big Guys on Cars. I'm Denver Wright, known as the Wizard.
And I'm the Thrill Thomas Hill.
The Thrill Thomas Hill. It doesn't just rhyme. There's more to it than that. In fact, let us tell you why we have these nicknames. For a very long time now, I've been known as the Wizard. Why? Because I love gadgetry and I love to know how things work. The technology that we have now in automobiles is incredible. You almost can't crash a car in this day and age. I said almost. Don't try it. And Thrill, why are you known as this Thrill?
Well, I'm the Thrill for a couple of other reasons besides cars. But on this show, and this show alone, the Thrill is talking about cars, fast cars, nice cars, sleek cars, G-force cars. That's the kind of cars we want to talk about on this show.
Nice. And along with that, let us tell you some more of what the show is about. First of all, we'll be reviewing the latest cars and also a styling change. You'll see that there are a lot of similarities between even different manufacturers of cars. But there's something called design language. We'll talk about that in this series.
I think the most interesting thing about this show that I think is so unique is the opportunity to partner with other people who have cars, who have a unique story, and are willing to share that story with you, and you.
Absolutely. Also, another feature of this show is car education. We'll be showing you how to upkeep your car, the best way to buy a car, new car or used car, the best way to negotiate you a good price, and maintenance on your car. That's so important.
We've got a group of mechanics that we're going to bring in to share with you how to better take care of your car, because car maintenance is very important year round.
This is not the show where you will see us doing burnouts all the way down the track with smoke billowing out the back. You won't see us abusing cars. You won't see us dropping cars off a cliff. There's some shows out there that do all of those things, but that's not our thing. That's not what we do. Why? Because we really like cars and therefore we care about cars. So although we will be doing some testing of cars, we will show you the 0 to 60 time of this car as compared to that one. We'll do some drag racing. We may even do some course racing. But we won't be abusing cars. It's not what we do. That's not what this show is about. Thank you so much for deciding to join us for this, our inaugural season of Two Big Guys on Cars. We look forward to staying with us all season long. Go to the website, the number 2, bigguys.com. Okay? Go to the website. You can follow us on social media from that website. You can also submit your car, because we want to review your cars as well. If you have an interesting car, go to the website, sign up. Somebody on our staff will get with you and set up a time when we can come and film your car, review your car, and talk to you about the story of your car. So we're looking forward to all of these things during our first season of Two Big Guys on Cars. I'm Denver Wright. That's Thomas Hill. You can say it.
Thomas Hill.
Yeah. And this is Two Big Guys on Cars.
I love that. Wow. Two big guys. So Denver, so when you see the commercial playing back, what's going through your head? Like, wow, right?
I had forgotten that we did that promo. That's what's going through my head. Hey, Coco. Oh, my God.
Come on. I love that. I love that. You was like, it's morning somewhere.
Yeah.
Denver, welcome to the show, man. It's been a long time.
It has. It has. You know, you and I have known each other, as you said earlier in the show, for, well, I don't know. You can say 20 years if you want to, but I'm not going to let them know that it's been 20 plus years. Uh, but it has been a long time. Coco, we've worked together in the studio on plenty of projects. And, you know, we have a shared love for music and God, of course, and presenting that to the world.
Yes, but let's go back. Let's
Yep.
go back, guys. Let me tell you, I was in Denver's first. I don't know if that was your first like talent show or the thing that you put together.
Oh, yeah,
Next Gospel Star
Yeah, and won it.
and won it.
Yes, yeah, indeed. Yeah, we had a talent contest, much like American Idol and all
Idol,
the others
yeah.
that were out, and but we had a local one, and we invited people to send in their auditions and to sing for us. And Coco was one of the people who entered the contest. Then she got into the top 20, and then we had a big show at the end of it, and she won the whole thing, and I would say easily so. Because Coco was no joke from the beginning.
From the beginning, that was the beginning.
Yeah,
And for the prizes that I won, the cruise and everything. Thank you. Thank you, Denver.
You are so welcome. You are so welcome. I don't know why this.
So I think okay, there he goes.
I mean, it was 90s earlier, but now it's starting to cool off. But yeah, I feel really good, and I'm so glad for your show and your success. I praise God for you and all that you are doing, and I'm just happy to be here.
Yes, man. Listen, you heard myself and Dr. Taz talking about you earlier.
That's my girl.
Oh man, she's phenomenal. I love her, Denver. When I asked her one word to describe Denver, and she said genius.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
From the day I met you, you've been so just talented, not only in music, but your digital, because I think that first video we played of her, that was you and what you created, correct?
Correct.
That Denver, the roller coaster took me out. Okay, that part.
Well, listen, my grandfather said many, many years ago, he said, experience is the best teacher, but you pay for your learning. Ooh. So, I mean, I have been very, very blessed and fortunate to have had experiences all through my life. As you read in the bio of mine, I started getting paid to play music at the age of 9 years old.
Wow.
I was the minister of music of the Junior Church of Washington Temple in Brooklyn, New York. The minister of music at the time was Reverend Timothy Wright. He wasn't Reverend, he was just Tim to us. And I played on his very first recording in 1974. And as I said, I was the...
Wait a minute, 1974?
Yes. I know it's before you were born, but... Yes, indeed. I actually played on Timothy's first album, and that's when it was released, 1974. And as I said, I was minister of music of the Junior Church of that particular church, and the pastor of the Junior Church was Al Sharpton.
Wow! Oh my God!
Yeah. So Al and I grew up. Well, Reverend Al and I grew up together in Brooklyn, New York.
Wow. And I just saw his ex at the Apollo last week. She's like the entertainment director of the amateur night at the Apollo. She's still Miss Angela. She's still funny, crazy too. We had a good time. But hey, Vincent Chambers, TT, Karen, thank you so much for your love. So Denver, in New York, you've done a lot of things, like you said, Timothy Wright and working with other artists. What made you come here to North Carolina?
Money. Listen, in our industry, you have to go where they're paid. Because, I mean, our industry is not like a 9 to 5 where we don't punch a clock every day.
Right.
So, where your funds are coming from, you never know. So I left Brooklyn, New York in 1977 after I graduated from radio announcing school. I Uh-oh. Something
Okay.
just happened.
Okay, there we go. I'm not sure what happened there.
Wow.
I'm like, what's going on?
As a matter of fact, we're on in two different places. I'm on the phone and on over here as well. So I'll put this one down as a backup. How about that?
Okay, I'm not sure what happened. But okay, so we were talking about the money, moving you to Raleigh and all that good stuff, because we at entertainment, you know that we gotta kind of go where
Exactly.
the money goes. And so was that, when you came here, did you start off and you doing your music, or was it the radio? Because I know you work a lot in radio as well.
Yeah, I was actually summoned here by Chris Connors. If you remember him, he used to be in this show. And he called me to come here and be the production director at Foxy 107, 104.
Yes.
And that was back in the day when it was Chris Connors, he was the program director, Cy Young, and Melissa Wade was doing the morning show.
Yes.
And Daryl Morrow was doing the evening show. And
my God.
I'm bringing back memories.
You're bringing back memories. Oh.
Yeah. Well, that's when I was at Foxy.
Okay.
And after Foxy, I went to St. Augustine's College. Eventually, the general manager of the radio and television stations there at St. Augustine's College. And all of that time, I was still operating my own company, my own production company, basically, that I had started way back when I lived in Washington, D.C., back in those days.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, I don't know how far everybody goes back, but I'm going to throw a name out that I don't know if you remember. Vinnie Brown.
Vinnie Brown.
Yeah, see, I got you. Okay.
You got me. You got me.
Yeah, that was before Chris Connors. That was before all of them. Boy, I was doing drops and station identification sounders, basically from Washington, D.C. And I was doing everything from jingles to the announcer voice that you hear in between records. The best variety of hits and oldies, Foxy 107, those.
Yes, that voice.
And I was doing those, for stations all over the nation. I was doing that for. So eventually, that led me here to the Raleigh Triangle area.
Yes, and you've worked a lot with TCP, Peggy Tatum.
Yes.
I remember the magazines. I'm telling you guys, when you talk about creative, this is Denver. He can do it all. Like it's amazing what he does, and working with the artists. Thank you, Wayne Booker. Wayne, that's my boy Wayne, for getting you on the show and everything. He sent me a text the other night. He was like, Coco, come child. Remember the song Tony Terry and I done? Come child.
Of course you do. I know you remember it.
Yes, I remember.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my God.
That was on Tony Terry's only gospel project.
Yep.
It was his album called Changed. And I wrote a bunch of the songs on there, and we had a bunch of people writing songs. Some of the people that was writing songs for that album, it was their first time doing anything on a professional level. I'm very proud of that, because one of my desires in life is to give people a chance to do and to work with what God gave them as talents.
That's right.
Because, another thing my grandfather always told me is, if you're doing what you love to do for a living, you'll never work a day in your life.
That's right.
Yeah. So me giving people the opportunity to work in something that they love to do, that's my dream. And that's the only reason I want to be a millionaire, so I can get a whole bunch of people to be working in the field that they were desired to be in.
Exactly. And that's the motto. When you win, I win. When I win, you win. And that's something that I loved about you, Denver, just inspiring, artists and, just helping them, with their challenges, with their, just their whole craft in music. I always remember something you told me when we was in the studio, when I was singing a bottom note, the way you told me to pronounce it, to air it out, when I'm doing my bottom. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. I mean, it's been years, but you've been such an influencer. And not only that you're doing radio, digital music, you was recently on TV One. I saw the episode on TV One. How was it doing, actually doing that that show. I think it was with Tony Terry.
Yes, that was Unsung, as a matter of fact.
Unsung, yes.
Yep. Well, I went down to Atlanta and shot that episode of Unsung along with Tony and a lot of the people who were instrumental in his career. And, Tony has always called me the brother that he's never had because he only has sisters.
Right.
And he and I met, as a matter of fact, through Foxy. Foxy in 1996 had their New Year's Eve party at the Sheraton. Sheraton Imperial, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Tony was the guest for that night. Well, I introduced myself to him on that New Year's Eve night, and the next day he was in my studio singing.
It was meant. It was meant for you guys to cross paths, and y'all been buddies ever since.
Absolutely. I played at his wedding, with him, and Tony is just one of the I don't know, if you can be in love with a guy and not, be in love with a guy, well, that's my dude. I've got 3 Tonys. I got 3 Tonys in my life. One is my blood brother, Tony. One is Big Tony, who lives in DC, who is the king of go-go up there. And one is Tony Terry. So I've been so blessed in my life. And, we've only scratched the surface of all of the things that I've experienced. And right now, you played earlier the car show. Well, we're bringing the car show back.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
2 big guys on cars. Me and the Thrill, Thomas Hill, host 2 Big Guys on Cars, where we go and review cars, we test cars, and we give you information about cars, what the latest cars are. And this season, we're going to do something different and teach you how to properly buy a car.
Good. That's good.
People don't know really how to buy a car. They don't know how the real operation behind the scenes work. Right. So we're going to add that to our list of things that we're doing in the show this season. So we're hoping to kick that off in the fall. We're in pre-production now, and we will be in production throughout the summer. The fall will hit the air and bring you that. Now, while that's going on, also Thomas and I have put together a station. The internet radio station is on right now. It's positive365.net. Positive365.net.
Okay.
It's on the air right now. As a matter of fact, who's on there? Oh, Thomas is coming on the air right now.
Okay.
On the station. And it's not like any other station you've ever heard before.
Yeah.
Because, we as soulful people have experienced a lot of different types of music in our lives and in our upbringing. So, yes, you may be into R&B, but you also heard some gospel if you into R&B.
That's right.
You may only be in the gospel, you thought, but you remember some of them country songs from back in the day.
Come on now.
Songs. You've heard some Billy Joel and some Queen and people like that. Well, listen, this is the only station that you can go to where you will hear R&B of today and back in the day, pop, hip hop, gospel, country, and comedy.
Woo!
We play all 6 of those every hour.
Really?
And it works. It works. You would think it wouldn't work. That's why you've never heard it tried before on any radio station, because technically it's not supposed to work. But Thomas and I worked really hard on putting together a format where one song leads you right into another, and it's still a flow. And you are still, almost every song that you hear, you go, oh, I remember that.
I remember that song.
Yeah.
The Beatles. Oh my God. The
exactly.
Beatles.
Yeah. So, so we play a variety of music because we all grew up listening to a variety of music.
That's right.
And we don't try to pigeonhole ourselves. And also, being that it's an internet radio station, a lot of internet radio stations sound like what we call jukeboxes. Yes. In other words, you'll just hear music, and somebody may come on and identify the station and say a couple of words, and they're going, well, no, our station sounds like a real radio station because we are run by real radio professionals. And we are expanding that this year as well. We have a couple of people that's going to join the station and that you are going to recognize.
Really?
We want you all to be a part of it.
I want to.
Go to positive365.net.
Somebody put that in the chat too. Positive365.net. Somebody put it in the chat for me.
And then hit listen and you can hear us and you can listen to us all day, all night, 24/7, 365.
24/7?
Yes, yeah, we're on the air 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
Oh my God.
Bobby Parker comes on Sunday mornings. We have a couple of great shows that come on Saturday, and we have a really, real oldie show called The Wax Museum that comes on Sunday evenings. We're a full-service radio station.
Wow. So someone is asking in the chat, do you have a blues show? Do you play blues music?
That's the Wax Museum, yes. In the Wax Museum, we play that as well. There's a lot of blues in that show, but it's also, oh my goodness. Well, the OJs before the OJs, if that makes any sense. Because they wouldn't always call the OJs. So, we go back like that.
You go back like that?
Yeah. So for our real adults out there who really love some music, listen to the Wax Museums. 6 o'clock on every Sunday evening. And then Thomas comes right on with his show. Thomas Hill, he's always been famous in this area for doing The Quiet Storm.
The Quiet Storm
here.
Yeah.
But on our radio station, it's called The Perfect Storm.
The Perfect Storm. I love it.
He puts you in the mood every night from 7 to midnight. Like I said, he's on right now. You can tune in and get in the mood for whatever you're in the mood for. And then I'm on from 3 until 7 every day.
Okay.
Monday through Friday, that is. And again, the radio station sounds like a real radio station. You can listen to it all day, all night. Bring you music that you know and love.
Wow. I love that. Positive365.net.
Yes.
I'm going to tune in. You guys need to tune in as well. This is amazing. So what's coming up next for you? Thank you so much, guys. Let me see. Amy. Any funk music?
Yes, of course. Yeah. We start out every hour with some funk now. We hit them. We don't play.
Yeah.
We don't play. It's still radio for us. But it's more music that you grew up with that you don't remember growing up with. You see what I'm saying there?
Right. Until you hear it.
Yeah. We grew up with these songs that are not necessarily by African Americans.
That's right.
They're not necessarily in one genre. Some jazz is thrown in there.
Jazz,
we're not really heavy on the jazz, but we do have a jazz station that we are about to launch as well. So somebody I see in the chat asked about jazz. Well, that's coming as well. But we don't do a whole lot of jazz on this particular station.
But it's coming.
Oh, yeah, it's coming. We're trying to serve everybody,
Yeah. Because music, when you can't say anything, you play music, it says it all. And what I love about these old songs or growing up with the songs, it always takes you back for that moment that you were in at that particular time with the song.
Correct.
So we love to bring back all those good old days.
And we play music all the way up until today. We still play LMA and Her and Alicia Keys and all of we still play the latest stuff now in case y'all trying to not be out of the loop altogether. but we play music that you know and love from back in the day and today.
Back in the day. Oh, I love it, man. Y'all got to check out that station. T, if you don't mind putting that in the chat for me again, positive365.net. And I think they was saying someone said they may have a smooth jazz person that would be interested. So they're interested. We're ready for this. I'm about to turn it on once we finish the show.
Absolutely.
So set the atmosphere for everything. But Denver, what else do you have coming up? Anything that you want to say to our viewers that you have coming up that you want to share with us?
Yes, outside of the car show coming back, I'm always in the studio working on music.
Always.
That is my first love, and I'll never stop doing that. People ask me, well, when are you going to retire? Well, I won't.
No.
Ain't no retirement. If I'm not doing music, that means I'm not well enough to do it, and that means I ain't trying to be here no more. I'm sorry. That's just me, So when I go, I want to be bent over a keyboard somewhere. gone. Okay, gone on to the Lord. But no, I'm working on projects all the time. I am currently. Tony has snuck back in town. Tony
I
Terry has been
heard
here the last 2.5 weeks, and we've been working on a new project from Tony Terry, and it's fire! Girl, what?
I know it is.
Oh, we got some songs, girl.
I cannot wait.
Yeah. And yeah, you got to come through and sing some with us. You know how we do.
I know how we do. Yes, I'm going to stop through. I can't believe I heard he was back in town. I was like, they up to something. Something's
Absolutely, we are.
Something in the pot.
And I'm working on some more R&B also on the Lolo. And it's yeah. I'm still old, so I call it whatever. But no, I'm working on a project that it's a musical project that we're trying to make a drama out of it.
Ooh.
It's a whole storyline. So from one song to another, it's a story, and it continues all the way through the project.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a pretty good project that we can look for next year. But I'm always working on something.
And he's good at it. He's quick. I love to see him hit those buttons when we in the studio. His board, he hitting these. But I mean, he's so good with it. It would take me all week. Take him a couple of minutes. So you guys got to stay in touch with Denver. Let us know. We have your information. It's going to be running at the bottom of the screen there, Denver. Also, we going to play another clip at the end of the show and some good music that you wrote with Tony Terry. Man, I mean, it's the theme. If you're gonna pray, why worry?
Yeah, if you're gonna worry, don't pray.
Don't pray. I mean,
right.
Why?
And
why?
I'll give you that. I'll
me that.
You right into that, okay? Listen, God is not a man that he should lie.
Yeah.
Right. So whatever he says, we can count on it. We can believe it, and we know it's true. Right.
Right.
Well, he also said that he would give us the desires of our heart.
Yes.
Right. So since he can't lie, and he says that he will. As long as we ask we ask the Father in the name of his Son.
Right.
I'm quoting. I'm not quoting, but I am paraphrasing scripture.
Yeah.
Right. But we all do. All right.
Yeah.
So listen, put it together. God said he can't lie, and he said that he will do whatever you ask as long as you ask in the name of the Son. Right. So he said yes. He can't lie, so you know it's coming. So why are you worrying? Don't worry, and then pray too. The dictionary states the meaning of the word pray as to ask.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how many of you all have children out there, but when my child asks me for something and I say yes, I don't want them to keep asking and asking. Right, I know the Bible says pray without ceasing, pray continually. I know that. But when we pray, we also pray for others.
That's right. That's right.
But when I ask God for something, I believe it. I'm looking for it.
Yeah.
There's no question about it.
Yes.
Therefore, I can move on to pray for somebody else then.
Come on now, preacher.
Because if you're going to worry, don't pray.
Don't pray.
Don't waste your time.
Right.
Shirley told me I should never say that, but it's something to get your attention.
Yeah.
When I say that, I mean Pastor Caesar, rather. She heard the song way back 20 some odd years ago. And that was her criticism of the song. She said, you should never tell people not to pray. And I'm like, well, mama. And she hates for me to call her that because she says she's not old enough.
She's not right. She always say that. Yep.
Right. Well, no, I mean, it's an expression of speech to get people's attention is what that phrase is.
Right.
And we have to believe because faith without works is dead.
It's dead. Right. And it's so amazing that you say it, because it catches people attention when you say it, because then you go to start thinking about or praying. And then if you start worrying, you think about that song, like, why am I? No, I just pray. I'm not going to worry about this thing, because God is a man, is not a lie. His word is not void. So right. I'm just so grateful, Denver, for everything that you have done, in the community, for the artists here, what you're promoting, the car business, the graphics, everything, Denver. Thank you. Thank you so much. Can you just tell us, we have at the bottom of the screen here your information running here.
Including my personal phone number. We don't need to have that on there.
We can take that out, Mark.
Yeah, you got the email address. Also, you can go to the station website, go to positive365.net and hit contact us. And you can get right in touch with us, especially through the radio station website. So
look, he took that out real quick. He took that out real quick. Thank you, Mark. I think that was an error on me. But yeah, so guys, you know how to get in touch with Denver. You know, and as I've said, one of the best producers that I know. And like he said, he's always working on music. Wayne and I was talking about the young lady, Terrell Harris, that just one of my students that just won the amateur night at the Apollo. And you know, Denver, you know, being a New Yorker, that it's hard, you know, at the Apollo. You know that. So I'm so grateful. We're gonna be, you know, getting her in touch with you as well, because I know that you could just.
Hey, I just do what God gives me.
Yeah.
I'm just a conduit. So you know, I let it flow.
But you walking in it, man. You're walking in it, and there's no stopping. And like we said earlier, there's only one Denver Wright. There could never be another.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Coco. I love you to death.
Love you too, Denver. Thank you. God bless you. We're going to leave you guys tonight with one of the songs that Denver produced by Mr. Tony Terry. As I always say on this show, you know, this is a show that is about, you know, prosperity. You know, we want to help you succeed. So if you want to be a part of the show, come on, make sure you contact me. Reach out to me on social media. I always say to you, trust in the Lord with all thine heart. Lean not to thy own understanding, but in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. God bless you tonight. We'll see you same time next week. TT, I love you. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone that has joined tonight, thank you for watching the show. Make sure that you like, share this broadcast with your friends. Again, if you want to donate to the Coco McMillan Show, the Cash App is $ Coco McMillan CMS. And we'll put that information in the chat for you. Thank you, Cass. Love you, girl. Thank you so much. God bless you tonight. We're going to leave you with Tony Terry. Check it out.
If you're gonna pray, no, don't worry. If you're gonna pray, then don't worry. No. If you're gonna pray, don't worry. Oh no. And if you're gonna worry, don't pray. God is not a man that he should lie. He has no limits, on him you can rely. My father is rich in houses and land. Oh, he holds the world in the palm of his hand. If you're gonna pray, don't worry. No. If you're gonna pray, please don't worry. No. If you're gonna pray, no, don't worry. If you're gonna worry, please don't pray. Oh, anything you ask in his name, he will do. Yeah, then what's his word to us? And you know it's true. When you start to worry, you must not forget God has never failed you yet. No. If you're gonna pray, no, don't worry. Don't you worry now. If you're gonna pray, don't worry. Yeah. If you're gonna pray, no, don't worry. And if you're gonna worry, please He knows you better. Better than anyone else. Whoa. He takes better care of you than you do of yourself. If you're gonna pray, please don't worry. If you're gonna pray, don't worry, love. If you're gonna pray, if you're gonna worry, please don't pray. If you're gonna worry, don't pray. If you don't believe, don't pray. If you don't believe he will make a way, don't pray. If you don't believe, you can't receive. If you don't expect it, you can't collect it. Give it to Jesus. He will answer prayer. Oh, give it to Jesus. He will answer prayer. Oh, give it to him. Give it to him. If you're gonna do it, you ain't nobody. You ain't nobody. Ooh, yeah.